I never imagined I'd become invisible in my own marriage. But that's exactly how it felt. Like I was just another piece of furniture in a house I helped build. I stood there at the edge of our bed, staring at the woman I vowed to love forever. She didn't even look at me, just slid under the covers, muttered a tired "not tonight," and turned away, pulling the blanket up like a wall I hadn't been able to climb in years. It wasn't just a night. It had been weeks of this, months, really, 15 rejections this month alone. And not once did she reach back for me. I stood in the dark, fists clenched at my sides, try to remember the last time she touched me like I mattered, not just the physical stuff, but the way someone looks at you when you're still their world. I whispered, "Good night, Em," but there was no response, just silence. I didn't yell, didn't slam the door or throw something. I just walked out of the room, out of the suffocating silence, hoping the cool air in the hallway might wash off the sting of her indifference. But silence doesn't heal you. It amplifies everything you're trying not to feel. I grabbed my keys from the kitchen counter, the ones I hadn't used in days. I didn't have a destination. I just needed to not be there, in that house, in that version of my life where I felt so completely unwanted. That's when I heard a voice behind me. Not Emily's. Lena's. "You okay?" she asked, standing in the hallway in an oversized sweater that clearly belonged to her sister, sleeves swallowing her hands, her bare feet quiet against the floor. I nodded, unsure why my throat felt so tight. "Just going for a drive?" She tilted her head a little, her eyes soft. "What if I said I see you right now?" I froze. "What?" I barely whispered. She stepped closer, not in a threatening way, not even flirtatious, just honest, still, gentle. "I mean it. I see you, Jake. Like, really see you." It wasn't some come on. It wasn't a line. But God, it hit harder than anything Emily had said to me in months. I didn't know what to say. I just stood there, feeling the weight of being seen after being overlooked for so long. Her eyes didn't flick to a phone screen. They didn't roll. They didn't dodge mine. They held me. "I'm not trying to make anything messy," she added, almost whispering. I know what it feels like to be invisible." I swallowed hard. I think I forgot what it feels like to be wanted. It came out raw, ugly, too honest, but she didn't flinch. She nodded like she understood in her bones. I left before I could say anything else. Didn't drive far. Just parked by the old park down the street, the one where Emily and I used to walk in the evenings, back when her hand would find mine without me having to ask. Back when silence between us wasn't heavy. It was peaceful. Back when we were still us. I sat there, gripping the steering wheel, Lena's voice bouncing around in my head. What if I said I see you right now? She didn't mean physically. She meant. What if someone finally saw your heart, your pain, your loneliness? Would you let them? When I came home, the house was still. No sign Emily noticed I'd left. But Lena was in the kitchen, barefoot again, steeping tea. She didn't say a word. Just handed me a mug and sat beside me. No conversation, no pressure, just presence. The kind of presence that doesn't demand anything from you, just offers warmth. After a long silence, she asked quietly, "Was it always like this with her?" I shook my head. No, it used to be laughter, connection, touch. Now it's just surviving each other. She nodded slowly. That's not love. That's slow dying. I stared down at the tea. I don't think she hates me. I think she just forgot how to love me. Lena's voice came out soft, barely audible. Then maybe she never really loved you. Just a version of you she needed back then. I wanted to argue. I wanted to defend my marriage. But I couldn't, because deep down, I knew she might be right. The next morning, Emily moved to the kitchen like I didn't exist. She wasn't cruel, wasn't rude, just indifferent, like I was a background character in her story. I asked if she'd be working late again. She said probably and left without even looking up. Didn't ask how I slept. Didn't notice the tea mug still sitting there, untouched. Didn't notice me. At all. That night, I finally broke. "I don't remember the last time you looked at me like you saw me." I said, voice shaking. She blinked. Jake, where is this coming from? From every night you say not tonight, like it's clockwork. From how you scroll through your phone at dinner. From how you forgot my birthday last month. She crossed her arms, already on the defensive. I've been overwhelmed. And I've been patient, I said, barely keeping it together. But patience eventually just turns into being forgotten. She didn't respond, just stared, then walked upstairs without another word. But Lena didn't. An hour later, she came back downstairs, quiet and hesitant. She didn't say anything right away, just sat beside me on the couch, hands folded like she was holding a fragile truth. Did I ruin something? She finally asked. I shook my head. No, you reminded me it was already broken. We sat there in silence. No touching, no closeness. Just two people sitting in the wreckage of things no one wanted to admit out loud. But truth doesn't wait forever. It shows up whether you're ready or not. A few days later, Emily packed her things. No yelling, no begging, no tears. Just a quiet, tired resignation. I think we both known this was over for a long time, she said. And I nodded, because she was right. Lena stayed in the guest room for a few nights. Then she left too, not out of guilt or shame, but because she knew we needed time. We needed space to let the dust settle, space to figure out what came next. Weeks passed. I relearned what silence without bitterness sounded like. I remembered how to miss someone without resenting them. And then one afternoon, Lena came back. She didn't knock, just stood in the doorway. I never wanted to be a replacement, she said. I just wanted to be the person who reminded you that you still matter. I looked at her for a long time. Then I said it, quiet but certain. You did.